Welcome back to Matchday Live. Job done. Phew. A late Olivier Giroud header means Chelsea have taken a 2-1 win tonight against Rennes, and we are seconds away, if it remains 1-1 between Krasnodar and Sevilla, from entering into the knockout phase of the Champions League. Claire, it was a difficult second half, wasn't it? We had to really dig in at times. I thought defensively we stood up quite well. That late Girassi header was probably deserved from Rennes' point of view. I thought they were very good second half, but big games require big players, and when you've got a World Cup winner and a player like Olivier Giroud to bring on, that makes all the difference.
You know what? I thought we were going to get punished then for the lack of ruthlessness that we hadn't shown. Obviously, a few missed chances. Rennes grew into the game, and they deserved a goal from that second half performance. But as you said, we were speaking before, weren't we? You know, it takes a lot of. He must be incredibly frustrated, Giroud. But that, for me, that's a show of an old professional. For him to not get a lot of minutes, but then to still be able to do his job and come up with the goods like he has done. And I'm sure he'd be very happy with himself.
I'm sure he absolutely will. And Dan, it's about that, isn't it? We've spoken about players coming in and taking their opportunity. Callum's come in, scored at a very impressive first half. Olivier Giroud's come off the bench, scored late on. When you've got a big competitive squad as Chelsea have, you need players to take the opportunity, and that's exactly what they've both done tonight.
Yeah, everyone who was supposed to make a statement today made it. I don't know how Olivier's managed to get on with a few minutes to go and get a goal, the winner as well. But he's just Mr. Reliable. And today we weren't at our best. We weren't very ruthless, like Claire's just said. But we did it somehow. You know, I don't mind so much when we don't look good, but we still win the game. Because it shows that we've still got a bit of character, and the boys will probably go in the dressing room and know that wasn't the best performance in the world, but onwards and upwards, through to the knockouts.
Well, I was going to say that, mate. Yeah, we are confirmed now because Sevilla has scored a 95th minute winner in Russia against Krasnodar. So, job done. Chelsea will be in the knockout phase of the Champions League. Pat Nevin, we're just talking about Rennes playing very well second half, probably justifiably got back on level terms, but Olivier Giroud coming and scoring the winner, and that's all it needed tonight, wasn't it? Just getting through, getting the job done. The performance, yeah, it's not one of Chelsea's sort of standout stellar performances, but that doesn't really matter in games like this.
Yeah, it's how many times have we known that Chelsea played well and deserve to win the game and don't win the game? In Europe particularly, you've got to find a way somehow. Yes, I agree. I said in the commentary, I thought they deserved their goal. They did, was it 12 corners? You know, eventually something was going to give, and it did give then. It was a decent goal. But a number of things you have to take into account. The manager, the changes he makes are actually quite scary now. They're bordering on occult. He gets it right that often now. Bringing on Giroud, who scores, but it's not just Giroud. Who passed the ball through him? You threw to Werner. It was Ziyech. Who won the ball in the first place? It's Kanté. Yeah. He's making all these changes that all have an effect. Now, part of it's sometimes a wee bit of luck as well. But I'm looking over the side of my corner of my eye, and I'm seeing the goal being scored there, and it's all the guys he's brought on. And it's if it was once or twice, I'd say you're a bit lucky, Frank. You can't get lucky that often. You can't just keep being that lucky. So yeah, we made our own luck. We got the 3 points. It wasn't flowing, as you all say there, but I think we should all be delighted that we're there again.
Pat, as you said, I remember especially after lockdown, we were almost referencing that on a weekly basis that the substitute Frank Lampard had brought on had had a positive impact. And Claire, that's got to be down to his man management as well, because you know, like you said before the game, no player's happy when they're not playing, but to have players trust, and when they get the opportunity, which they will be given, to come on and take the opportunity, Frank Lampard has to take a huge amount of credit for keeping everyone happy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm sure it's hard work, and Emma Hayes used to always say about watering the garden of the players, because you don't want to sit there, do you? You don't want to sit on the bench. But then players, and firstly, the depth of the squad is frightening, isn't it? The players coming off the bench. Secondly, they all knew their jobs, they all made an impact, and I think because the competition is so high, you know, everyone wants to be grabbing that opportunity with both hands, and you know, Giroud once again come up with the goods.
Dan, we spoke pre-match a lot about Tammy and Timo, about how good form they were in at the weekend and how exceptional they've been since the start of the season. But it's a massive bonus to have Olivier Giroud on the bench and in the squad and playing big moments in nights like tonight. He's a World Cup winner.
Yeah, when you're able to bring on a World Cup winner from the bench in the dying minutes of a game, you know, you've got a deep squad. Olivier Giroud is probably the best in the world in the air. I'd say, you know, once a ball goes in, and that ball wasn't even a ball that's been flown in from the flanks. That was above him, and somehow he still managed to get up, time it, get the header over the keeper. It's yeah. This is why, you know, Frank is so adamant to keep him at Chelsea.
He's got no right to score that, Dan, has he? Absolutely no right to score that, because, you know, he's up against two defenders, the goalkeeper's backtracking as well. He's got so much to do, even when it's looping up in the air. I'm thinking if he can win this and knock it down. But the fact that he's scored, you're right. I think saying in terms of he's one of the best in the air, I think that's absolutely spot on. You know, there aren't many players that will beat him in the air, and when you've got a player like that can come on that also is as good as he is with his feet, it gives you, again, plenty more options. Like we've got so many other players that do that.
Yeah, he's got it all, you know, and he doesn't even seem to be slowing down with age. He seems to be playing slightly differently and playing almost a little bit smarter, but he's still, you know, his goals to minutes ratio must still be pretty scary, because every time he gets a sniff, he gets a goal.
Absolutely. And again, heading into Sunday, he's a player that loves a London derby, loves a goal against big opposition. So I'm assuming that Frank Lampard, if he hasn't already got a door on his office, I'd be closing that one, because there's going to be a lot of knocking over the next couple of days. There. So a lot of people queuing up outside going, Gaffer, here's an opportunity now. And Claire, when you get to big games like that, I know every player wants to play in every game, but big games, do you do that? Do you seek out the manager a little bit more ahead of a big game if you played well recently?
You know what? You have to ask the question, don't you? But for me, it's very much about doing it on the training pitch. You know, if you're not playing, where do you get the opportunity to showcase how good you are? It's in training. And he does speak a lot about the players in training and all putting in the hard work. Just going back to Mason Mount and that pass, Pat. I know you said it was a bit Cesc Fabregas-esque. He's actually tweeted. I was looking on Twitter, and he said, given Mason Mount a round of applause and said he's fantastic. So I think you're right with that comparison.
I mean, if you're watching Cesc, good evening, because if Mason Mount's getting the Cesc Fabregas seal of approval, he's definitely doing something right, isn't he? He's doing superbly well. He really, really is. Very, very soon we will have Lee Parker, obviously, who was at Rennes for us this evening with Callum Hudson-Odoi. So stick around for that very, very soon. In fact, very, very close indeed. We're going to cross over to him live now. Actually, Lee Parker is with Callum Hudson-Odoi.
Callum, congratulations. How big a win was that tonight?
Yeah, definitely it was a big win for us. I think that we knew that if we came and got the win, we would be going through to the next round, so we're really delighted. And yeah, we had a game plan from the start. We know what we wanted to do. We worked hard on it, and obviously it came through at the end, so really delighted.
A hard-fought win. It felt like a really resilient performance.
Yeah, definitely. I think that we had to dig deep, very deep into the game. I think sometimes they had a bit of possession where we had to work hard and run around a lot, but it's part of the game. Not always we're going to have the ball. We have to keep running and trying to win the ball back. Yeah, but I think that we did really well. We dug in deep, got the goals, and as I said, we're through to the next round.
It got very physical out there, didn't it? Especially in the second half.
Yeah, definitely. I think that they were putting a bit of more pressure on us and they tried to hit us a bit more. But we dealt with everything that they was doing, and we thought to ourselves, you know what? If we want to fight, we'll fight as well. We'll be strong. So we dug in deep, we were strong, and obviously we came with the result.
Talk us through the goal, because it was one made in Cobham, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I knew that as soon as Mason got the ball, he won it back really well, and he looked up. I knew that he would find me straight away because I was through on goal. So I knew that as soon as he got it, he played it to me. And yeah, as soon as I got it, I was confident I was going to score. I looked up, I looked to the keeper, I saw his position, and I just slotted it away, which I'm really happy with as well.
That chemistry is there. It's almost like you've been playing together for years, isn't it?
Well, we have. Yeah, we have. But yeah, I know Mason really well. As I said, he's a great player. He knows his quality. And yeah, his vision to see me there to go through on goal was amazing as well. So yeah, I'm really delighted for my goal, but happy for Mason's assist as well.
It was interesting because we were sat right behind Mason, and you could almost see him look up and look for you to make that run straight away. Yeah,
definitely. As soon as he won it, I think that the fullback was already high, so he knew I was in on goal by myself. So as soon as he played it, I knew to myself that I had the edge on him, and I was keep going, and I looked up, saw the keeper, and then I put it in bottom corner. So yeah, really happy.
What does it mean to qualify for the knockout stages with 2 games to spare?
Yeah, it's an amazing feeling, but we don't want to get too carried away. We want to stay humble and go into the next game and try and win that game as well. So for us, we just want to keep improving every day, keep working hard, try and get results in every game that we play in. And as I said, with the 2 games to spare, hopefully we win those 2 as well and give ourselves the best opportunity to go through on top.
I know we spoke after the game in Krasnodar about your performance, your goal. Do you really feel like you're taking these opportunities now when they're being presented to you?
Yeah, every opportunity that I get, I want to take. I say that every time I get the opportunity, I want to impress as much as possible, get as many goals and assists as possible, work hard for the team as much as possible. So I just want to take every opportunity as it comes. Hopefully, just keep going, as I say, and just hopefully get more opportunities as well.
The big games keep on coming, don't they? Spurs at the Bridge this weekend. That must be one to look forward to.
Yeah, definitely. It's a big derby. We want to beat them. It's a massive game. We're going to go in there confident as we are always. And yeah, we worked really hard. We know that we're confident going into that game. So we just got to make sure that we recover well now. We've got to recover well now and hopefully go in there confident and get the 3 points there as well.
A word on Edouard Mendy, who tried his very best to put you off then. Another big performance from him.
Nah, he's an amazing keeper. He knows that. I always tell him that. We always have a chat. So, nah, he's done really well today. Of course, it's his old team as well, so he's done really well. And I said we're all happy with the 3 points, especially I know he will be as well. So yeah, we're delighted to get the 3 points today.
Just coming back to the weekend, obviously you boys know just how big a game the Spurs match is. Is it one where you have to have a quiet word in the ear of the new boys just to sort of tell them about the history and what it means?
No, I think they know already. I think they know that it's a big game. I think that every time Chelsea play Tottenham, everybody knows how big of a game it is. We want to win every game that we play against them. So I think the new boys already know that it's going to be a massive game. It's going to be a tough one as well. But we want to go out there, get the 3 points, and hopefully, as I say, we'll be smiling the weekend as well.
We look forward to it. Callum, thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Cheers.
Pat, obviously, Callum's very, very pleased with the result and the fact that we've gone through and, you know, digging in really deep and working hard. But that's exactly what we need, isn't it? In terms of players that are grafting and wants to work and wants to dig in. And for a younger player that's got all the ability on the ball, to add that to his game and to have a work ethic like he has, that gives him a huge standing in the game, and it showing why Frank Lampard trusts him as much.
Do you know, I'm addicted to analysis, so I always write everything down as it's going on during games. The first half, most of it was about Callum Hudson-Odoi, and it was about the fact that he was getting the ball, he was going towards, but Dan said right at the top of the programme, right at the top, he wants him to get the ball and run at people, and he'd done it. And he'd done it right from the start. And when he had to work back, he worked back as well. He had an impact in the game. He was very, very calm when he scored his goal as well. Now, I don't know if he ran out of gas in the second half, or he didn't actually just get any of the ball. Now, I know that feeling well. If you're a wide player, a winger, you're not getting the ball. You can be the best form of your life. It don't matter. If you're not getting the ball, there's nothing you can do with it. So I think he did all that was asked of him. Absolutely everything that was asked of him. And it's a big ask for Callum, because Ziyech has come in and he has been brilliant. And he has been creating chances time and time and time again. And everyone, including me, has been saying he is the bee's knees. That's hard, because that's hard if you're Callum. Because if you're Callum, you're thinking, that guy's just walked in front of me. There's only one answer to it. You got to do something when you go on. And he did it. So he's given the manager a wee headache for the weekend. And that's a really good thing.
Tell you what as well, Dan, because obviously Callum's still developing. You know, we forget sometimes how young he is. I mean, I think he made his debut around three years ago now, but, you know, he's had a difficult injury in that time. He's also seen and probably learnt a lot from the likes of Eden Hazard, Pedro, Willian, Ziyech now, Werner, Havertz, players that are coming in, playing in those attacking positions that he wants to go to. And he's another player. He's got it all. And I think probably the hardest thing for him, like Patch has pointed out there, is the competition means that a run of games, which are probably doing the world of good, it is difficult to come by. But when he is getting his opportunity, like you said in the interview with Lee, he's taking his opportunity and he's pleased with how he's doing that.
Yeah, it's a tough one because he's always been behind the likes of Willian, Hazard, and now with Ziyech, Pulisic. But he's still so young. He's got his whole career ahead of him. He's coming back from a bad injury, and you know, the football's a weird game. He will get his run of games. He just has to be training hard, working hard, having games like he had today, because he will be called upon at some point for a long string of games, and he's going to need to be reliable, and we're going to need to really look to Callum at some point for him to be the person that creates a lot for us. You know, he's still so young. He's got like a decade left of football in him, so no rushing needed for him. He just needs to keep having games like today, be patient, and it will all come together.
Is that another thing as well, Claire? Because, you know, I think we do forget with Callum how serious an injury he had at such a young age, but he's required to come back and not only be at his physical best, but also he's got to overcome that mental obstacle as well. And every time he does play, he puts in a terrific opportunity. He puts it across. You know, I think back to West Brom when he came on at half time and changed the game. He played away at Krasnodar, done really well again tonight. He's probably juggling things that sort of senior pros 10, 15 years older than him have to deal with, and he's dealing with it at such a young age. We do forget that, don't we, a lot of the time?
Yeah, and having such a serious injury, it does take quite a while to get back into that form. I just saying the mentality, I've had my fair share of injuries, and it can take almost 6 months to kind of regain the form, especially if you're not playing as much. He's an explosive player as well, isn't he? So I'm sure his training will have changed because of the injuries. You have to, he'd be focusing on different aspects of his body more so now. So that comes with maturity too. So it is a balancing game for him. And as Dan was saying, Pat was saying, he is a different kind of player. He does like to pick the ball up and run, and he does ask different questions. But yeah, he has to be patient. He is young, as you said, and he's got many more years of football in him.
Pat, we are guilty of it. I'm certainly guilty of it, and I know a lot of Chelsea fans that are watching this will be as well. But when Callum burst onto the scene at 17 and was running rings around everyone in the Europa League and was looking incredible, and I think he played for England before he played in the Premier League for Chelsea, and we all got very, very excited. But it's difficult sometimes to not get excited when you see someone with the natural talent he has. But as Claire's just pointed out there, he's a young player. We have to give him time to develop, and we have to allow him that space to develop himself, don't we?
It's a very delicate balance, a really delicate balance, because number one, you got to give him space, a lot of pressure, eyes on him all the time, international team, etc. There's another bit of you that thinks, hey, if you're good enough, you're old enough, get on with it. I believe in you. And as a player, he'll want that one. That's what he'll want. He'll want, I don't care if I'm 19, 20, 21, 22, 25. Give me a game. I'm good enough. And that's how you must look at it as a player. So it's a very delicate balance. I think the expectations from the fans were very, very high. But that's okay. That's fine. What they have to understand is what Claire was talking about there. Specific injuries are difficult. Now, if you are an explosive player, there's certain injuries you can get that you can come back with quite quickly. However, Achilles tendon's not one of them. Achilles tendon's one where you have to, explosiveness is what is affected by it. So a really difficult thing. I'm beginning to see it now. I mean, that was 45 minutes definitely of the real Callum. And it's having me squeezed into a period. It's been over a longer period of time. However, if he gets enough games now going forward, I absolutely believe we'll forget what age is. We won't care, because basically he's just good enough.
Absolutely right. Dan, I want to turn our attention now to the weekend, because it's a big one, mate. And it's Sunday afternoon. Chelsea-Tottenham is always a game. Let's get the things in early that to diffuse what's going to be said in the press conference from Jose, because we know they play Thursday night, but they are at home. They are playing, a team in Ludogorets that are a decent side, and give them a decent battle away from home. But that's going to be straight away one of the first things that he says. It doesn't matter, does it? Because surely in a game like that, as fans, and I'll come to Claire and Pat on the player perspective in a minute. As fans, we go, it doesn't matter if you've had an hour's kip when you're playing Spurs at the Bridge. Surely adrenaline alone gets you through that game.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to say it when you're sitting on Twitter and all of that, but look, this is kind of built for Mourinho. I think Mourinho likes this kind of situation where, look, we've had to play on a Thursday and everyone's against us and it's us against the world. He likes that because it gives him something to drill into his players, and he kind of sends them out to war based off the fact that everything's been going wrong and the whole world's against us. So for him, playing on a Thursday could even work better for them. So I'm not too concerned about the rest. I think they'll rest a lot of players anyway. I feel like they'll try and get that job done without playing the players that they want to save for Sunday. Nothing really changes from our end. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a Mourinho team. It's going to be a game that is very tactical. It won't be wide open. But Frank Lampard has a great record against Mourinho. He's the person that knows him very, very well, so he's well equipped to deal with him.
Claire, it is a disappointment that this game comes now and perhaps not a month later, because potentially then we might have some fans inside Stamford Bridge for it if the new sort of announcements or anything to go by. But it is also a game that usually means a lot because of the local pride. I can't remember a game like this in a good while, though, where both teams are that close to the top of the table and also genuinely looking at a title push from both ends.
Yeah, both teams are in form, aren't they? So I guess this totally different to the game today, where two totally different aspects of form. But we know what we're going to expect from Sorry, my internet's cutting out here, so excuse me about coming back and forth. So yeah, I guess we know what we're going to get from Jose, don't we? He's going to be solid at the back. We need to be nullifying the threat from.
Sorry, Claire, I've got to dive in there. You're talking about being stiff at the back. You're absolutely right, because we have Lee Parker with Edouard Mendy and a very, very talented interpreter, I'm told, as well.
He's ready.
He's my translator.
Boys, congratulations. Edouard, let's start with you. How big a win was that tonight?
Yes, it's a big win today. I'm very happy to come back in the stadium, and I'm very happy with the win today. And the team play good football, and that's it.
It must. He's doing well, isn't he?
No, good.
Mason, you're the perfect man to stand here and translate. How good has this guy been?
No, he's been brilliant ever since he come in on the first day. But not just on the pitch, off the pitch, always smiling. A big presence around the group, and he's a big presence when he plays in the goal. And he's been brilliant. And yeah,
thank you.
Long may that continue. Him doing well.
Certainly will. A word on Mason Edouard, another fantastic assist from him for that first goal. It was a bit special, wasn't it?
Yes. In the past, I saw Mason.
No.
Yes, I saw Mason, and I thought it's a very good player, and
it's okay.
I'm very proud to play with him, and today we can see his talent, and that's it.
You seem to really be enjoying your football since you arrived here at Chelsea. Things are going well for you.
Yes, it's a very good thing to play for this club, and I hope to continue like this.
And to qualify for the next stage of the Champions League with 2 games to spare, that's a fantastic achievement.
Yes, it's the first step. Now can rest and think about Sunday against Tottenham.
Mason, we spoke after the game in Newcastle about just how well these new boys have come in and hit the ground running. Edouard is probably case in point there, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely is. All of them have come in, and I hope they feel as welcome as they feel. They've been playing unbelievable, every single one of them, brought something to the team, and you can see with our performances on the pitch how we've been gelling. We're getting better and better. We're not at our best at the moment. We've still got loads of time to improve, to get better. We want to win as many games as we can and keep clean sheets. So we're going to continue working on that, and with the big man at the back doing what he's doing, it starts from him, and we all trying to do our best. So hopefully we can keep doing that.
I can't let you go without talking about the goal. We've spoken to Callum. We said it's one that was made in Cobham. It was a bit special, wasn't it, with that pass over the top?
Yeah, I just won the ball back in the middle, and I kind of saw Cow in the corner of my eye, and I just thought, just play it in behind and try and get him going, because when he's in behind and running, no one's going to catch him. And obviously a great finish from him. So obviously pleased for him to give me an assist, and obviously him to score as well. So yeah, it was a good goal.
Another big game coming at the weekend. Do you and Callum and the other boys have to have a word in the new fellas' ears just to tell them how big this Spurs derby is?
Yeah, I think everyone knows. The gaffer has made it very known how big of a game it is. All of us boys know how big of a game it is, and we're going into the game with the confidence we want to win, and that's what we've been doing recently, and we're not going to change. Obviously we know how big of a game it is and how tough it's going to be, but we're ready, we're confident, and we're ready to fight.
Mason, congratulations, and Edu, congratulations, first interview in English. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anything Mason Mount can't do? Assisting goals in the game, now assisting Edouard Mendy in post-match interviews. What a man! I mean, let's talk about. We could wax lyrical about Mason all day. We've done that a million times this season because every week he's phenomenal. Let's talk about Edouard Mendy for a little bit, because Pat, we were chatting about this earlier, and you made a great point about Mendy not being a usual goalkeeper in that aspect, and that is a compliment in the highest regard. Just explain what you mean by that.
Yeah, well, he's an orthodox way he comes out. I mean, if you talk to goalkeepers, I remember talking to Courtois and Cech, and they are technically quite different. If you read books by goalkeepers, the way that they approach every part of the game, from attacking corners, from taking one-on-ones. They're all quite different, the way I look at them, and they're all very, very technical. But I understand them all. And then I look at his and I think, I'm not really getting that. That he just seems a bit slightly wild, but he's in control. He makes really unorthodox saves all the time. So
Sorry,
really
Pat, one second, mate. We're flooding tonight. Lee Parker is working overtime for us because he's got Olivier Giroud for us.
Top man.
See you, lad. Welcome back.
And you. Ollie, first of all, congratulations. That was a big win tonight, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was difficult because they came back second half with strong desire to come back in a game, and obviously they pushed hard, and they get their equalizer at the end. So we really wanted to win this game and just try to take the opportunity I had, to put it back off the net, and I'm happy to help the team tonight.
It was a big goal at a big moment of the game. You must be pleased with it.
Yeah, well, as I said, we needed this win. We dominated the game first half, big part of the first half, and I felt second half they pushed a lot, but we stayed in the game, even if we couldn't score the second goal. But yeah, I'm happy that we got this opportunity at the end of the game, and it's even more enjoyable.
What did the manager say to you before you went on in the second half?
Well, he said all the best, Oli, something like that, and good luck. So yeah.
It felt like a really resilient performance because it was very physical, wasn't it? Especially in the second half.
Yeah, a lot of duels. As I said, they had a strong desire to win this game with a big aggressivity, always strong, good impact, and the intensity of the game was good, was high for me. From the stand, I felt like it was like almost a Premier League game, and they are a bit unlucky, but we are very pleased with these 3 points, and obviously it's a strong team character to come back at the end like that.
And to qualify for the knockout stages with 2 games to spare, that's quite the achievement, isn't it?
Yeah, Sevilla draw?
They finished 2-1 in the end.
Okay, so yeah, we will need to finish first, and obviously we are already qualified, but we want to finish first. So.
And before that, another big game at the Bridge on Sunday with Tottenham coming to town.
Yeah, another big game, and we are looking forward for it. Yeah.
Mason Mount trying his very best to put you off there. How good was he tonight? How good was Mason tonight?
Yeah, Mace is in a very good run. I think he's settled well now in this midfield at 3. He's enjoying himself. He's improving every single day. And we're happy to have this funny guy in the team and in the dressing room. And I'm happy for him because one more time he's decisive. He assists Callum, so everybody is focused. And to give their best, when they play.
Very well said. We'll let you get back in the warm. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ollie.
It's been a busy one tonight, and that is all from us this evening. Thank you very much for joining us. I mean, the only person we haven't heard from in the show is Frank Lampard. So his post-match interview will be on the Fifth Stand a little bit later on. You can also see highlights of tonight's match from midnight tonight. And Sunday's a big one, a proper London derby as Jose Mourinho's Tottenham Hotspur travel to the Bridge. Make sure you hear the thoughts of Frank Lampard in the pre-match press conference on Friday afternoon. And Matchday Live will be back on Sunday from 3:20. Make sure you join us for it. It's going to be a huge one. And of course, there's also the brand new Cup Kings box set, which you can get stuck into. A little bit of nostalgic viewing over lockdown, if you still fancy it, over our famous FA Cup final, League Cup final wins in general. Now, job done in France, isn't it? Job done. We are through to the knockout phase of the Champions League. Can we win it? No one thought we could in 2012 either. Good evening.